Hello everyone, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to our second edition of Digitalk. What is Digitalk? Digitalk is a flagship program project initiative of Morocco World News, where we convene experts from different domains, from agriculture, from mental well-being, from artificial intelligence, machine learning, to come talk about whatever is linked to digital. And today we are in Marrakesh at GITEX Africa, the biggest tech event. Today is the inaugurated day, Wednesday, which will be unfold for the upcoming 2 days, so Thursday and Friday. And for our discussions today about agriculture, how digital, how artificial intelligence can help enhance or can help ensure the food security in Africa, on the continent. Africa is known to have 60% of the arable land. Despite having these rich resources in arable land, we still struggle to ensure food security among different countries on the continent. So to talk about these artificial intelligence, machine learning tools, how they can be leveraged to help ensure the food security on the continent, I'm welcoming Yacer, who will introduce himself. Good morning, Yacer.
Good morning.
Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you so much for having me for this digital talk. My name is Yacer Manyani. I'm the founder and CEO of AgriSolution, an AgriTech startup where we aim to maximize production and minimize waste. Also, I'm a QHSS junior engineer from the Polytechnic University of Fort-de-France.
Interesting. Thank you very much for this introduction. As I was saying right now, there is something concerning about Africa when it comes to food security. Today, the World Bank estimates that because what is particular, despite our resources, we still face the challenges, which is to feed our people, and not only to feed them, but also the challenge of external effect. The World Bank estimates that the climate change could push an additional 100 million into poverty in Africa by 2030. The Alliance of Green, also a revolution in Africa, report that only 10% of Africa's agricultural lands benefit from irrigation, highlighting the need. So, coming from all this data on how less Africa is connected when it comes to agriculture, despite the potential we have, what are the most, from your perspective, the most pressing challenges impacting our agricultural system as a whole, but how can specific technologies can be drought resistance, precision agriculture, climate smart weather forecasting be deployed to enhance resilience and boost productivity on the continent?
Of course. Well, it's really important to mention that Africa's food system holds a global importance, impacting both worldwide food security and climate resistance. However, the food resilience in Africa presents really undeniable challenges. Well, there is political challenges, economical challenges, and also the climate and environmental challenges. Well, one of the major problems that we face in Africa, there is water scarcity, there is droughts, temperature, unpredictable rainfall patterns. Also, we have pests and diseases, and the list is really long. But I think first thing to solve those problems, we need to understand and we need to be aware that we have a problem. Not only the farmers, but also all people need to have, there is a really huge problem in agriculture. When we understand that we have a problem, then we have to move to the solution. Well, there is a really huge range of technological solutions. We have precision agriculture, precision farming, weather precision. We have, like you mentioned, the different seeds, there is a lot of solution, but the problem is for the investment. To adopt most of those solutions is really expensive in the market. So it's really hard to adopt some of the solutions. But first, a sustainable farming practices that cost zero in most of the cases, we have to start with using biofertilizer, managing water and irrigation. So this is a part where the farmer should do it without using technology. Then with the investment, we have to invest in technology, in research, and doing much more things based on a really defined strategy.
Interesting. So if I understand you well, like there is two-level initiatives, two-level initiatives where farmers without having the need to have any investment can take up different initiatives in order to enhance productivity, but also the level of investment. When coming to the investment in the Africa agricultural systems, where is the gap? Is it at the governmental level, policymakers level, or international level, or farmers level? Where can we spot the gap in this lack of investment on the African agricultural system?
Yes, actually there is no gap, especially when we see that there is a really important part of investment in the agricultural sector here in Morocco or North Africa, even in more African countries like Egypt, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and South Africa. So there is those investments, but how? The structure. Here comes the role of the government. The government need to create and a really clear strategy for investment from local investment and from the outside the country, from Europe or from US. Second thing, it need to convince the small scale farmer, because the big farmer are already capitalized.
Yeah.
They already have the exportation things. So they really in a good stage when we talk about investment. But for small farmers here in Morocco or any other country, they need to convince them that they have to work together with private investors that are not really from the agriculture sector, maybe from the different sectors. Need to understand that they need to collaborate. You finance some of my digitalization projects. We will have a win-win business. This is the second part. The third part is education. We need really an educational system that allows that farmers need to understand their needs and need to know the technology part, because we can't invest without knowing the sector. We can't understand without knowing the agriculture. And I can't receive any investment while I don't know what is investment. So this is the third part. So government structure and strategy, awareness and connection between private sector and farmers, and third thing is education.
Interesting, very interesting. So here, if like you mentioned it is not a matter of gap. It is a matter of, we might say, lack of communication.
Yes, exactly.
At a certain level, and also lack of knowing how. But we're talking about technology, particularly in African context. What is also particular in African context is that technology tools, just telephony, mobile. Let's start from that before coming into the AI, to the machine learning. Sometimes it is difficult, especially when it comes to this category of population, farmers, which most of them live in rural areas. So having access to internet can be very challenging, especially when it comes to these, let's say, artificial intelligence tools. What are strategies now? You say that there wasn't gap when it comes to investment, but lack of communication. But here I feel that there is a gap of connectivity, of not only connectivity, but also when it comes to, let's say, knowledge sharing and other. What are strategies for bridging the digital divide and ensure equitable access of climate smart technology for especially regarding to smallholder farmers? Like you said, big enterprises are already aware, but here emphasis is made on smallholder farmers.
Well, this is a decision for the farmer. They need to understand first that they need technology. They need first to be aware of the importance of technology. For the strategies, there are many. For example, not only for the agriculture, but the problem of internet and technology access is a really global and huge problem in Africa. Well, first, the private and public sector investments, both the government should launch some kind of really particular investment, especially to internet access and digital devices access. The second thing is for the startups and companies, they need to develop a low-cost digital devices to help farmers, and also some offline options in their digital solutions, like IoTs, like scanners, like everything. We try to do it much more offline. And third, we need the investment from the farmers, because when I invest in technology, I will have some return on investment. I have some really growth production. Then I will have money to reinvestment in technology. So it's a win-win structure.
And how to convince probably from your experience or some of the initiative or even some of I don't know the study you've encountered, what can be some of the strategies in order to make the farmers aware that it is a win-win situation to get on board?
Well, I'll talk from my experience because we develop, as I said, a technical digital solution. Well, first, there is two categories of the farmers. There's technology enthusiasts that they are really aware of the technology and they want to use technology, and there is the ones who it's not for me. I prefer to do it in the traditional way. Our strategy with the technology enthusiasts is to make more, to convince them the importance and to help them to start the process. For the technology, for the people that don't think technology is a really good thing for them, we show them the interest. We show them that, well, if you use technology, you will have more production. If you have more production, you will have money. So money, we talk the same language here. When you talk about money, well, it's about a lot of people, or much people, they understand this and they can adopt technology.
So it is about coming to the essential.
Yes.
Like picking up all the vocabularies. They will.
We should talk the same language.
Perfect.
This is the most important thing.
Perfect. So here also, when it comes to agriculture, particularly, and to integrate technology into that, it requires data collection. It requires heavy data collections and analysis when it comes to weather or different climatical situation. How can we leverage big data, remote sensing, and digital platform to empower farmer and data-driven insight for better decision making with precision, actually?
Well, first, this is the precision farming. When we talk about precision farming, we talk about using technology to know precisely the needs of the land. For example, in AgriSolution, we developed some irrigation systems that's based on how much the land needs exactly of water to solve the challenge of water scarcity. Also, when we use satellites to know where is the gap, where we have a problem, we use drone imagery, we use all those information, we can treat them in a platform, digital platform, to generate personalized recommendation based on what we have in the land. So this is the precision irrigation. Using data will help farmers to take good decision, to know what's happening exactly at time, and to grow their production. So this is really the main importance of digital, and this is the future. The problem is how we communicate that, because when we have a lot of devices, a lot of captures, robots, drones, and we will talk about farmers, will you use that for in your land? Well, say, a lot of devices, I can't do that, but when you show them a really simple way, step by step, you stay on irrigation and then you move to another thing, then he can understand what you mean, and then he can interact with you and want more and more and more. Then we arrive in a state of tech farms, digital farms.
Okay, interesting. Now, you mentioned your own experience at your startup. Have you ever, if you have any concrete example of how you leverage this data-driven tech solution to address particular problem in a particular cases, maybe in Morocco or elsewhere?
Yes, well, I'll talk because most of our experiences are here in Morocco. We'll talk, for example, in the tomato industry, which is the industry where we start to work. Well, for tomato, for example, there's some special needs in terms of fertilizer. When you need to fertilize your land, you can't just use the fertilizer without knowing the chemical parameters of the soil. So you need a device to know exactly how much NPK you have in the land. For example, with irrigation, we have a special sensor. You put it in the land and it gives you exactly how much water you need and when you have to start your irrigation cycles. With that, we can solve the challenge of water scarcity that we have in Morocco.
Interesting, very interesting. To get to my last point on this digital. Effective technology adoption requires also capacity building, especially when it comes to, as we say, the category of the population we addressed into, and also knowledge sharing, maybe amongst farmers or among different stakeholders or different actors processing in the same field. How can we create effective training program and extension service to equip farmers with skills needed to utilize new technologies, and like you say, sometimes just the basic ones, not all sophisticated technologies?
Well, first thing, we need to categorize those farmers, the ones who have really a background in education, the ones who really know some basic things about using phones, the ones who knows nothing. And based on every category, we develop a special strategy to help them just to know the basics of everything. There is a really some impression example in Africa, in Nigeria, for example, in Ethiopia and South Africa. They really developed an infrastructure technology and also a really educational system for their farmers to stay updated to technology. We want to do a benchmark also from the Europe and from the US, but not only a benchmark, we need to adapt it with the special needs of every country, of every place, and with every farmer. So the strategy would be categorize and give them the basics each time. Work with NGOs and cooperatives. They can manage the people and manage the places where we can schedule those trainings. Also, we can have some workshops, some meetings with experts, and also we can use maybe some digital solutions. Talking about digitals, we can have a really online platform for accessible for everyone to learn about some specific problems or to know just global information about what's happening in the world.
Interesting. Thank you very much, dear Yacer, for this insight, and for people following us to different social media. This was the second session of our Digitalk, which is now at GITEX Africa, unfolding in Marrakesh. Now the Africa largest tech event, where we talk about technology, artificial intelligence, digitalization across every sectors, every domain. And today, to talk about digital, to talk about artificial intelligence linked to agriculture, I had Yacer, who's CEO and co-founder of an agricultural startup here based in Morocco. So thank you everyone for watching us, and stay tuned for upcoming sessions. Thank you very much.